In the heart of Salt Lake City, beneath a sky heavy with the weight of his shattered dreams, stood a young man, abandoned on the very day he was supposed to celebrate the dawn of adulthood. It was his 18th birthday, a milestone that should have been marked with joy and love, but instead, it thrust him into a cold and unforgiving reality. The teenage boy, whose name remains unknown, found himself alone, abandoned by the one person who was meant to protect and guide him, his mother. As the TikTok video played, his weary voice trembled with sorrow, his eyes mirroring the depths of his pain in that vulnerable moment. He shared his heartbreaking tale with the world. The boy's mother, devoid of compassion, had callously informed him that the moment he turned 18, he was on his own, and so, on that fateful day, he found himself in an unfamiliar city, far from the warmth and familiarity of his California home. With uncertainty etched upon his face, he searched for shelter, for a glimmer of hope, or perhaps a path that would lead him back to where he belonged. Utah's cold embrace offered little solace as the boy revealed that this was his first day of homelessness, a harsh initiation into the realities of life. His 18th birthday, a milestone that should have been filled with love and celebration, had become a somber reminder of his abandonment. The weight of his circumstances threatened to break his spirit, and as he recounted his story, he teetered on the edge of tears. The interviewer, compassionate yet helpless, asked him about his plans, his goals in this cruel new reality. The young man's voice wavered as he expressed his burning desire to return to California, to finish high school, and salvage some semblance of the future he had once envisioned. It was clear that his main goal was to reclaim the life that had been snatched away so abruptly. In the depths of his despair, the boy shared 3 wishes. His voice barely above a whisper, he longed to see his father, praying that he still walked among the living. He yearned for the embrace of his sisters, perhaps the only remaining fragments of a shattered family, and above all, he wished to find his way back home, to the place where his memories and dreams intertwined. Those who witnessed his story on TikTok were consumed by a mix of sorrow, anger, and empathy. They saw in his eyes the haunting fear of a child thrust into adulthood prematurely. Some expressed disbelief, unable to fathom the notion of a mother abandoning her own flesh and blood. The pain etched upon his face struck a chord, a raw testimony of the wounds left by parental betrayal in the depths of their hearts. TikTok users rallied around him, their comments a collective chorus of compassion and well wishes. They yearned for his success, hoping that he would rise above the scars inflicted by his mother, and prove that he could thrive without her. Amidst the sea of sympathetic voices, one user's words cut through the virtual silence. The pain in his eyes is just insane. As prayers and virtual embraces enveloped the abandoned boy, he carried with him only a heavy backpack, a meager collection of possessions that paled in comparison to the weight of his shattered dreams. The world watched, hoping that somehow, against all odds, he would find his way back home, reclaiming his rightful place in a world that should have been kinder. In the face of adversity, may his spirit remain unbroken, his determination unwavering. May the winds of fortune guide him back to the warmth of a loving embrace and propel him toward a future that shines brighter than the darkness that surrounds him. And may his mother, the architect of his pain, someday realize the gravity of her actions. Forever haunted by the memory of the son she callously abandoned on his 18th birthday.